Do you have grit? Tanya Pluckrose, good morning. Most people would say, yes, I have grit. Absolutely, because the moment I asked the question, what would have popped up on the screen of your mind was movies, experiences where you had to display grit. For example, you had to do a project that you didn't really want to do, but you had to do it. Or maybe you had to fulfill an obligation where you really didn't want to do it, but you did it. Or maybe an emergency happened, and an emergency happened where you really had to dig deep, grit your teeth, and get on with it. Grit develops your backbone. Grit develops your self-confidence. Grit helps you go after what you really, really, really want. Grit is part and parcel of life. I've discovered that you can develop grit, and you can develop grit on a daily basis. And one way to develop grit is to change your habits. Recently, I changed one of my habits. I've been changing many habits, but one that's had a massive effect on my life was getting up early. Now, I used to get up around 6:30, but now I get up at 5 a.m. and I developed this habit within 2 weeks. And I have to tell you, I had to grit my way through getting up at 5 a.m. In fact, I set my alarm at 4:45 and give myself 50 minutes of delicious time counting my blessings before I get out of bed at 5 a.m. And I never knew that just changing one habit would literally support me to, grit myself through other things. You see, what happened was I discovered that the moment I changed one habit, I felt more confident. I had a sense of accomplishment and pride. And I noticed, raised my vibration of success. And then I was able to take these thoughts and feelings and transport them onto other projects that I needed to complete. And then I discovered that those projects, I didn't have to grit them out anymore. I didn't have to do these projects through gritted teeth. Rather, they came to me easy and effortlessly. I accomplished great things with ease. So let me ask you this. Where have you recently had to grit things out? And have you reflected on the good that came from those experiences rather than it was awful and terrible? If you can acknowledge how great you were, how you accomplished what needed to be done, then take those thoughts and feelings and start to transport them onto other projects that need to be done right now. Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear where you had to grit yourself through an experience, but what you learned about yourself and what you learned from the experience. I look forward to reading your comments. Bye.